Mets fans put up a billboard saying owner Wilpon should sell. Should someone do that in Denver? Do we need billboards around Lodo saying, Dick, give it up?
Well, if you want to waste your money buying a billboard, sure, go ahead, because Dick Monfort ain't selling. The family's not selling.
Okay, 78% of pollsters in the denverpost.com, you can go there and you can vote, say the Rockies need more luck next year, that they're not going to win anything this year. 3% said the Rockies will win the World Series. My question to you, Les Shapiro, is who are those people?
Well, let's remember that we did legalize marijuana in this state, all right? Those 3%, they've been hanging out at a few clinics.
First time since the Avs came to town in 1995, no playoffs this year for either team. Did you realize this is the first time since they came?
I did know that.
There was a photo in the Denver Post the other day of Josh Kroenke, and he was in the box, the owner's box. Stan was looking over his shoulder, and I wondered whether that was symbolic of anything. Who would you blame? Oh, there it is. Look at it. Isn't that an interesting picture? That Stan is behind Josh, looking over his shoulder.
Is that a recent photo?
I think that was from this year.
That's a recent photo. Yeah.
So isn't it interesting that the father would sit kind of over the shoulder of the son?
Stan doesn't look too happy there.
Well, who do you blame for all of this?
Blame for what? No, wait. I'm going to take a different tack here, okay? You just told me that for 20 years, one team or the other made the playoffs. Why aren't we celebrating that instead of trying to assign blame for neither team making the playoffs this year? Seems to me like this year is just an aberration, and good organizations have bad years, right?
All right, so let's have a parade.
This is happy, optimistic Les. Do you recognize me?
Let's have a parade downtown to celebrate two teams that were in the playoffs.
Who's to blame?
One or the other.
Look, it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback here, and we can say they never should have fired George Karl. They'd probably still be winning more games than they're losing if George Karl was still here.
My question is, do you think, because you maintain that Stan's making all the calls.
I think Stan made the call on Brian Shaw, and I think Stan is going to make the call on the new head coach, yeah. I think Josh and Tim Connolly will have input, but I think ultimately Stan will make the call.
I believe, based on my association with both of them, that it's sort of like in a relationship where someone says, you can buy all the stuff you want, but when you get to that big screen TV, you need to come to me.
Yeah.
You know, let me make that. Car, you let me make those choices. That's really the relationship. Josh, you can do all that stuff. When you decide you want to spend $28 million a year on a player, you need to come get me. So that's what I think Stan's role in this is. As an advisor, he's told me, when Josh makes a big decision, he calls and gets his opinion about it. That he said, ultimately, Josh makes the decision. I don't believe that. I believe Stan makes the big ticket item.